Okay, we're in the losers bracket, everybody. Qualifier number 5 continues. Garden of Terror is the map, and we have the Cats against RossPierrDoll, the Polish team. Again, couple of subs, Wit, for example, playing today for the Cats. But I'm pretty excited. For 5th qualifier so far is a lot of fun. We have 18 heroes that are now pre-banned for the qualifiers. So 18 in total are currently banned here. And in addition to that, of course, the second rule of Meta Madness also still holds true. A hero can only be played once within the series. Meaning, heroes that you see in game number 1 cannot be played again, and so on and so forth for each of the following maps, making it super interesting once we're hitting map number 3, number 4. And since the playoffs will have tons of best of 5s, you can already imagine what that's going to result in. A lot of chaos, games where we don't have, I don't know, a tank, where we don't have any healers left. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be pretty enjoyable. But now in the 5th qualifier, teams are still trying to get additional points for the leaderboard. All they got to do is just win rounds, get farther in the tournament, and all these points that they gather in the process will then be added to points that they achieved in the first 4 qualifiers. All those are getting added up, and the top 8 in the leaderboard then make it into the playoffs, where the teams will play for $2,000 of prize money. Again, prize money put in by me this time. We didn't have a big sponsor for this, and I still wanted to have a Meta Madness at the end of the year. So this is what we're doing right now. And we had a lot of really cool games already. A lot of cool fun, a lot of good picks. We even had Asmodan the other day, which was quite enjoyable, even though he didn't he didn't really make it, to put it mildly. But yeah, maybe he's going to have success in one of the following maps here. Garden of Terror again is our first one. We have already both globals being banned out. So Falstad and Dehaka have been eliminated. Bronick in this case picking Rhaegar for the team. Still a great hero if you're looking to take mercenary camps just a little bit faster. And of course, as always talked about, when you talk Garden of Terror, it's always about getting mercenary camps. It's not all that matters here, but it's a huge part of it. So you want to at least have 1 or 2 heroes in your lineup that are pretty good at taking mercenary camps. And Greymane fits that build perfectly. Other heroes, you could see Jaina, you could see Sonya. So there's of course some additional options. But we'll see how the teams are going to react to this. Anubarak also for the potential engage. You could follow that up with Stukov, could follow that up with Malfurion. And interestingly, we get Mei and we have Zul. Alright, so Zul for all that wave clear. Particularly when you have lanes that heroes need to be rotated between, he can be great. We've seen him a couple of times already in a main tank position. The roaming main tank Zul. And they are denying Medivh to the red team just to be on the safe side here. RossPierrDoll is one of those teams that hasn't participated in a lot of qualifiers. They still have a chance to sneak into the playoffs though. But if they want to pull that off, they have to win here. Losing here is not going to be enough. They have to do a bit better than that. So for a lot of the teams, there is quite a bit on the line if the ambition is to participate in the playoffs and not only to have some fun here in the qualifiers. Double pick now for the blue team. Jaina got banned, just as a side note, so she's another really good hero for clearing camps, but also, of course, once that you stun somebody out with a Nubarak, you want to have a follow-up, and burst damage is ideal for these scenarios. So yes, Jaina gets eliminated in that context, and instead Deckard Cain gets now picked, and we have Yrel. So Nubarak-Yrel was a combo that even in the days of HGC, towards the end at the Eastern Clash in Korea, has been played a lot. The Koreans love that particular combo, synergizes extremely nicely, and we see a lot these days too, with Yrel still being up. She's getting picked immediately. Cassia and Tyrande, our 2 picks towards the end for the red team. Yeah, so lots of stuns. Cassia obviously, Tyrande, a little bit more popular now as well. If there's all the supports up, she doesn't get picked all that much. But now that the pool is being thinned out slightly, she is becoming a higher and higher priority. There's also less danger to her because a lot of the hypermobile characters are already pre-banned. Talking Genji, talking Tracer, for example, just to name 2. And our final pick is Zagara. Big map, a lot of push power. Zagara it is. So let's go, everybody. Garden of Terror, our first map in the best of 3. Cats against RossPierrDoll. Off we go. Left side of the map we have in blue the Cats, ready to show their claws. We have Hirath on Irel, Dark Reader on Greymane. We got Captain Rex on Deckard Cain, Wit on Anubarak, and Alida is playing Zagara. To the right side of the map, RossPierrDoll with Makotzel on Mei, Bala on Tyrande, Whitey on Zul, Bronick with Cassia now, and we have Zeomek on Rhaegar. Time for the Wolf, Feral Heart on level 1 with Cassia starting to stack. And in the meantime, we have the Battle Angel already up at the top. So, Alida is starting to put some extra creep tumors onto the ground just to get the vision to see if somebody is starting to move over and attempt to catch them here. Hirath, yeah, was the primary target for the red team for just a moment, but was able to escape. It's a little bit of a 5 versus 5 here. And even Zagara has joined the fun, so they got a lot of bugs in the middle. Not only Anubarak, but also Zagara is joining up. And alright, Mei is also bugging a little bit over here as everybody is just being pushed back. Rhaegar now down at the bottom of the map, and Zagara is starting to retreat towards the top where she will face off against Zul. So, middle of the map. What we have there in the meantime is just Urel sitting tight, soaking some experience. Has to jump out, so they figure out that she's there eventually, or she realizes that they would have done so in a moment, and before she gets stunned and anything happens, she just simply retreats. So that's where we are for now. Yeah, well, at this point, as you can tell, we have the teams starting to focus on camps. Rhaegar started with the Siege Giants all the way up at the top. And we have Tyrande over here in the bottom of the map. So this double support strategy that RossPierrDoll is currently playing will help them with additional sustain. And it's kind of interesting. It allows also Tyrande to try and go for some additional damage. It obviously influenced the build of Rhaegar to an extent. But it means that for now, they don't have anything to fight against the blue team that invades their Siege Giant camp with 4 heroes. So they have to give this one up. Bit unfortunate. Tons of sustain for sure for RossPierrDoll. If you have 2 healers like this, it might impact the game later on too, depending on how many will still be available there. But obviously, assuming a bit that this goes to game number 3, if we're talking about a 2-mapper, then it won't have that big of an impact to begin with. But yeah, time will tell. Either way, Zagara is alone at the top for now, and that's always dangerous. Her push power is pretty legendary, so Zul needs to hurry up or they're going to lose a lot here. And it's already more or less happening, as you can see. So, yep, they are starting to take some of the towers down. Same as happened down at the bottom of the map, as they are forcing a 3 versus 3 that is working highly in their favor currently. With Greymane in the mix, they can absolutely chunk this down. The camp that they set onto the lane does a lot as well to make this push even more dangerous. So this is a pretty good start for the Cats. They're coming in, they're doing tons of work here. As mentioned before, for RossPierrDoll, they really need to get some points to make sure that they're getting into the playoffs. But it is still dicey. And this could be first blood in the game. And yes, RossPierrDoll. The Polish, they come in and they take down Greymane. Dziękuję, quick thank you, and oh, Rhaegar, the doggy with a bit of a bad bite. That was unintended. Yeah, he got over-eager here. He heard the Polish battle cry and just said like, I got this. Look at Rhaegar. Check him out. A little bit too jumpy. So Rhaegar comes in and all of a sudden finds himself on the wrong side of that gate and falls. Ah yeah, Blizzard. Fixing bugs and introducing new ones and still maintaining some of the most prominent ones in Heroes of the Storm. So yeah, the doggy definitely unhappy about that. But pretty impressive though. I mean, if that was honestly a show dog or anything, that is an impressive jump right there. If you can get over a gate like that, 10 out of 10 in my book. So, with level 7 talents kicking in, the Scythe build for Zul continues. We have Tyrande with the Moonlit Arrow now after the Everlasting Light. Everlasting Light is a little bit shitty, isn't it? Can you imagine it being just like bright all day long? I suppose you can always wear some eye covers or something to get some sleep, but an Everlasting Light, so it's just absolutely horrific. About as bad as an Everlasting Night. So yeah, everything in measures. If you're going for the extremes, it's never really a good thing. It's actually a pretty good rule in life, I'd say. Everything just in measures. You don't want to get too extreme with anything. Being it opinions, light or no light, doesn't matter what it is. So yeah, always a good balance. Zagara defending alone up at the top so far. Lida, or little battle angel, has had very little taste of battle and instead a lot of PvE fights. So Zagara, she always had a PhD in PvE, but today she's putting it to some extra use. And this is just a typical Zagara play, right? Not participating in any team fights for now, just sitting at the top lane. And then at the end of the game, she's like, "Do you see my siege damage?" That's all that's happening here. And her siege damage is indeed impressive, but the team is still fighting, and it is a 4 versus 4 because Cassia is down at the bottom of the map. But Zagara is sitting at 56,000 siege damage, and nobody else is anywhere close to that. It's also a lot of creep spreaders coming in here. So, yeah, quite a bit. Now, in the middle of the map, the fight still continues. Tyrande throwing out an owl after another. Yeah, a little bit more damage coming in here, of course, as well from her. And I'm actually curious to see how much damage she can get as the game continues, particularly after the level 16 talent kicks in. But we are still far away from that. Stuns are coming out from both teams now. Good damage against the Beetle. And Ubera gets saved by Deckard Cain. Nice. Not too shabby. And I'm not quite sure what happened at the top to make that a pairing. Zagara against Rhaegar. I have a bit of an inkling that there's a clear winner in this encounter. And, well, it's not Rhaegar. Just as a little bit of a spoiler alert here. So yeah, Rhaegar is already in trouble, gets hit hard, and is able to escape, I want to say. But they're definitely hitting that top lane heavily, and this fort is proof of that. Dropping down to 50% HP as the rest of the team is now jumping in. Seems like a Nubarak wants Rhaegar. Self-Ancestral is in. The doggy has some hopes. That's an ambitious doggy. Oh my god. Nearly getting a kill, maybe getting one now. And they go for Deckard Cain. Rhaegar is going full pitbull on us here. Came in, went for Zagara, couldn't kill her, and then just went for the boomer and took him out. So that was a nice one. The Self-Ancestral definitely helped too, and turned the fight a bit on its head. But, well, while all of this is happening, blue team still getting value down at the bot lane, making their play right here and starting to take the bottom fort out. So yes, no matter what happens, they're getting really ahead now. And it's honestly pretty impressive. I mean, it's 2 kills against 2, experience is still identical, but then you look at the minimap, you look at structures, and you very quickly realize that despite the teams being in numbers nearly identical, on siege damage, on damage against structures, it is the blue team that is inching ahead here. And if they can maintain that momentum, they will also eventually get that lead in experience, and even if it's just through passive XP. But okay, they're trying to make a move for Zul. Help is here though, and Anubarak, he's getting really dangerously low in a lot of these fights. They're engaging with him first, and then the fight turns against him. This is, I believe, the second time that Wit was just barely able to make it out. As long as he survives, that's fine, but he's really cutting it close. Ice Wall is in. Yeah, and they're trying with the Mort to now also zone Zul out a bit. Zul in trouble. A lot of them are in trouble. And Zagara, first and foremost. Zagara going down. Yeah, I expected more from Alida. I watched that movie, and yeah, that was not worthy of her. So, not cool about that. Second kill, Deckard Cain. Yep, not gonna make it either. It's once again the dog that goes straight for the throat and takes him down. 4 kills to 2, the lead in experience. And Nubarak, he's like, well, I'm a bug too. If Zagara can get all of that siege damage, I can do it as well. So just let bug out at the top lane a bit and try and take this one out. Couldn't really do it, but that's an interesting cocoon. They don't have a lot of damage dealers here. Is that going to be enough? Can the 2 of them take him down? Yeah, maybe. Barona gets stunned, and it's a Nubarak that dies. I mean, they're gonna get that fort, I suppose. What about Yrel, though? Is she able to get out? Yeah, I want to say so. Ice Wall and everything else misses. Oh, but they still get hit up. No, not like this. Oh, I feel so bad for Yrel. She did everything she needed to in order to get away from them. And then this happens. Just that one bloody shot from the tower. She would have survived otherwise. It was such a nice escape, but it was just not enough. Zul down here gets mauled and maybe killed. Rayman wants him, and they can't get him. But yeah, check this escape out. I mean, she tried everything. Ice Wall misses, the Owl connects, then May misses, everything misses, and Hira gets out barely. He's like, I got it! And then that final tower shot comes in and just spells out the end of Urel. Oh, it's sad. It's 2 seeds against 1, by the way. Red team has been able to claim some additional seeds here, and if they get this one, then the first Garden Terrors are going to be in the game, and Balor claims it. So the double healer combo is now pulling ahead with the 1-level lead, and they also have the objective now coming up. There's an attempt from the blue team to get a quick kill here to make the defense a bit easier. So far that hasn't happened. Oh, Hira is nearly getting stunned. Pretty good if you have Greymane in your lineup when you are trying to defend here, and Zagara of course really strong in this situation too. But I still expect some structural damage, and Deckard Cain gets killed again. The old man, he's too tired, honestly. He's not hungry for it anymore, you know? He's just sitting there and he's just like dying. He's just like, let it be over, let me rest, and they are happy to oblige. So Zagara is still dealing with the top and is defending, but both Urel and Deckard Cain have been taken out, meaning that in the middle the fort falls down at the bottom of the map. Defense is doing the best they can, but it's more and more damage that is now coming in from RossPierrDoll, and they have level 16 talents, which gives us Empower after the harsh moonlight. And we also have the Scythe build continuing. Zagara with the triple Maw, and even that isn't enough. The Keep gets attacked, and yeah, the cats are falling apart here a little bit, aren't they? 31,000 damage for Greymane, 34,000 for Cassia now, 18,000 for Tyrande. And that is the first objective, and already the first keep destroyed in the process. So yep, that's already done as well. Now we have 9 kills to 2. Yep, exactly. And of course, down at the bottom of the map, yeah, there's still a bit of catapult pressure coming here. There's also that fort that they were able to destroy earlier. There's a keep that's gone in the middle now. So it's kind of nice that you're leading in forts, but if your entire mid lane is open, that means you lose a team fight and the opponent has all of a sudden a chance to maybe even end the game. So, not so sure. Anyways, the cats are obviously not giving up here. Why would they? Stacking for Cassia with the 51 stacks. Also nothing crazy, but let's see how far they can go now. They opened up a big opportunity in the middle. The fort at the bottom of the map is incredibly low, so they should be able to take this out. And if the last few team fights that we saw are any indication, then they should be able to get a bit more momentum as all of this continues. With 16... Oh, Self-Ancestral. Cocoon is out. Stay a while and listen. Nobody wants to listen to Deckard Cain. Nobody wants to listen to those stories. They are boring, they are old, and most people don't understand them. So, yeah. Laters, my friend. Deckard Cain is dead again. That is more than a level lead now for RossPierrDoll. Nubrak should be able to escape. Yep, I don't think they know where it is, but the bottom fort has now been destroyed, so that helps them quite a lot. Up at the top, yeah, Catapult's gonna do a bit more damage, but obviously we have already a minion wave in. So look at Rhaegar, by the way. That's an eager doggy right there. He's so happy to help. Yeah, and the garden gnomes again. Nice juke. Yeah, trying it again. And Rhaegar a bit too eager. Still saved by May. Saved by May. Urel is pushing at the top a bit further. Gets them also experience, of course. But now it's time for another seed to be attacked. And yes, RossPierrDoll moves in, grabs it, and that is the 4th seed in total now that they get. And I suppose that Urel is going to die here. Is she going to be able to get out? I don't think so. I think Urel, she hops out. She has her ult. She will at least have to use her ult. She might die there too. So, yeah, Ice Wall is out. They're trying to wait it out. And, okay, ult is used, but she is at least able to escape. Blue team is again trying to re-establish some control over the map by pushing on more or less all the lanes. So they're attempting to push this out as best as they can. Another quick hit against Drak here. Self-Ancestral. Rhaegar really thinks he's an assassin. Rhaegar has been all out over the map, and they have 2 healers, and he gets the kill. It's a dog-on-dog battle, and they are getting it. Triple more with a follow-up epicenter, and a total slaughter in the fight. Nearly a 5-man team wipe, and they could still work on it, as Tyranda's trying to escape, but those stuns, they don't hit, and Urel is a goat on a mission, so she's jumping in again, and Tyranda will fall eventually, or will she? Gets another heal, a little bit more damage. But there it is. The stun comes in, and this little battle... At the bottom of the map, they're going for a keep, by the way, but this is just getting too crazy. Tyranda is still alive. I have no idea how she does it. Can Heroes get that kill? Another owl connects, and what is happening here? Another stun. Who's taking? Bottom keep is going to fall, by the way. They're getting the bottom keep, and she decides that she's not going to be able to take it. Alright, Tyranda is able to escape. Gloriously done. Gloriously done. And this is how it all started. This is how this entire team fight came to pass. Look at that Maw. Triple Maw, and then the follow-up stuns that we saw to take him out. But yes, 6 kills, 2-11 now. Early level 20 for the blue team, but both teams have Storm Talons now. Both teams have destroyed at least 1 keep. And yeah, it's anyone's map to take. Garden of Terror is already a pleasure to watch between these two. But who is going to be the first team to take a point on the scoreboard here? Ice Wall is out. Big team fight. Deckard with the ult gets interrupted. They're trying for the damage here. Cassia is attempting to go deep on this. Stacking up more on level 1. Ancestral is out. The second heal is ready as well. They're going for Herath. And the jump didn't do anything for Urel. She falls. That's 12 kills to 6. And they want more. The chase is on. Anuburak already on his way down at the bottom of the map, ready to hearth. Tyranda has taken the Siege Giant camp, and the rest of the team is still chasing, going for Zagara, dropping her and looking for another kill, and it is a triple, baby. They get the triple kill, and now the opportunity to just move in and take victory in game number 1. They're going for it. Damage for Cassia, 54,000. Just on par with Zagara, but this is gonna be game. They did such a fantastic job in these team fights. 14 kills to 6, and they will claim victory on Garden of Terror. Nicely done by the Polish team. They take it. RossPierrDoll with a W on map number 1 against the Cats as they go for core and glory, and they win the map. Nicely done, GG. Well played, and we're headed straight into game number 2.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Battlefield of Eternity, map number 2, the lead for RossPierrDoll. So already a really important first step for them, considering that they still need to push a little bit further into the tournament to make it into the playoffs. Let's see if they can win the series. Cho'Gath gets banned right at the start. We're going to Battlefield of Eternity now. The 10 heroes that were played on the first map cannot be played again. And, well, now that means that we have 28 heroes that are unavailable. The 18 that are pre-banned, and the 10 heroes that were played in game number 1. And with BOE, you have a very team fight heavy map, obviously. But yeah, this is getting pretty interesting here. It's the usual conundrum, though. I see Cho'Gath banned, and I'm like, oh, we could have gotten a Cho'Gath. But yeah, it doesn't really help you when these heroes get banned. You want to see them played, right? I think game number 2 is a little bit too early. So let's see what we can get here. I mean, we have already Ana banned, we have Chromie banned out, but what's the first pick now for RossPierrDoll? By the way, them running first pick and first ban means that the Cats decided in favor of map pick. The losing team always decides whether they want to have first pick, first ban, or whether they want to choose the map. And obviously the Cats lost the last one, so they decided over first pick, first ban advantage that they prioritize map choice, which is not all that common. Atanis Pretty solid pick here. Again, if you're banning out 28 heroes and a lot of them are side laners, then Artanis all of a sudden becomes a viable option. So him with added damage on the Immortal can really help you. Maybe I'm a bit surprised that he gets such a high priority. I'm not sure if he's really worthy a first pick even in this situation. You still have, of course, a lot of heroes that can do good damage against the Immortal. But I think this was one of the reasons why they actually went for Artanis this early. We have seen Zul'jin multiple times on BOE in the context of Meta Madness, and he was now even banned. But what some of the teams did when they were facing off against Zul'jin is they picked Artanis, so they have a few blinds available during pick fights and can use the suppression pulse against him. So going for Artanis as your first pick makes Zul'jin a bit stronger in this context, and if your opponent then picks Zul'jin very early for themselves, you already have a counter, or I mean, it's not really a hard counter or anything, but you have somebody that can help you to fight against that. So what they walk away with in the first pick period is solid. Muradin at the front, good stuns, Artanis, Zul'jin, all of that is looking actually pretty good. ETC and Uther then for the cats. So you could go for the Holy Cow here. You could go Mosh Pit and Divine Shield, and it might be something they're considering at this point. But with Zul'jin, it's always the same. If you hit the late game, if Zul'jin stacks a lot, that would be amazing. And this is the team that played in game number 1 a double healer already. So technically, they could do the same here. They could play Zul'jin as a hyper carry and could really just try to keep him alive with 2 supports and then get damage out there. I mean, could also drop Zarya, for example, if you really wanted to, but Zul'jin will be a prime target for the blue team one way or another. Best way to keep him from stacking is obviously killing him. So now Kel'Thas is here, Chen is in the game as well, which means we have a lot of CCs for the blue team. They will target him. We have Chen for isolation plays, Kel'Thas for gravity labs, Uther, ETC, all of them with stuns. So, yep, there is a lot that they can do against Zul'jin. So now the question, how do you prevent Zul'jin from getting killed? Are they going to play a triple frontline? They go Auriel and they go Deathwing. So we have Deathwing here and we get Auriel for those heals and more importantly for Aegis. So now you can use Aegis after level 10. Zul'jin can come in with his own ult, buy a bit more time for Auriel to get in position too. But this could be a wild one, and if Zul'jin stacks properly, this is going to get very difficult for the cats in the late game at least, if they can push it that far. So Battlefield of Eternity is our second map. RossPierrDoll going up against the cats here, and it is match point for the Polish team. Final pick, Falstad, and with that we're headed straight into BOE. Game number 2. The Cats, ladies and gentlemen, against RossPierrDoll. Over on the left side, Drakia on Falstad. For the blue team, we have Firath on Chen. Captain Rax is playing Uther. We have Wit on ETC. And Alida, the Battle Angel, on Kel'Thas. Unsuccessful with Zagara, but again, second time. We'll see. Maybe now. On the right side of the map, RossPierrDoll with match point, Makotzel on Muradin, Bronek on Auriel. We have with Recklessness on level 1, Balor playing Zul'jin, Whitey on Artanis, and Zeomek is playing Deathwing. So, let's go. Let's see which team takes it here. And let's keep an eye on our man Zul'jin and see how much he can stack, how heavily he can damage, particularly frontliners. Honestly, if you can set him up against Chen early on, every single time that Chen goes for the bottle, you can essentially start to get some extra stacks in. But right now, Balor will try to get to 15 stacks as quickly as possible. That's when his range gets extended. So that's already a big deal if you can hit that early. Makes it much easier for you to stack. And of course, in an ideal world, one of the things that you're trying to accomplish is to get to 30 as fast as possible if you are planning to go into the Arcanite Axis on level 7 so that you can stack that as well and get even more damage connected there. And it's already working quite nicely. I mean, getting the quick kill against Captain Rax Uther is pretty sweet. Gave him also a few more opportunities to get the axes out. At the top we have in the meantime Artanis with Amateur Opponent going up against Chen. That's some extra damage against the Immortal that they can use later on. So good start into game number 2 for RossPierrDoll. And again, they gotta step it up here. If they want to make it into the playoffs, they gotta bring it today. At the top, with Drakia helping out Chen, there's nothing that Artanis can do. Well, actually I say that, and I kind of forgot about Deathwing, so yeah. True, with Deathwing in the mix, that's a different story. And Oriole is now also on the way. So after they locked in the camp at the bottom of the map, they're now hoping for 2, and they will get them. Even Suljin is now moving in and starting to threaten this. So that's a really nice move from RossPierrDoll. They moved Deathwing to the top, helped out. Now Chen gets locked into a wall by the whip, and that's a kill. The Panda is gone. Yeah, China will be sad. Panda down, 6 stacks on the baseline for Suljin. And now we have the level 4 talents kicking in early for RossPierrDoll as they are starting to demolish the topside wall. Objective is gonna get announced in just 10 seconds. But it's already a really nice opening for them. I said it before, and we have to emphasize it again because right now we have 2 forts. They wish. We have 2 camps taken by RossPierrDoll. Decent stacks for Suljin this early in the game. 2 kills already secured as well. And they can now go for their camp over here too. So off we go. Let's see how much they can do with this. But at least initially a very good start for the red team, for the Polish team. And time will tell how much more they are able to accomplish as the teams are preparing for the first few big team fights over the objective in the middle of the map. So bit of a move down to the bottom of the map, but ETC is sliding out. Nobody really able to catch him, but now that the Immortals are up, it is time. Let's unleash Artanis. Let's unleash the damage of Suljin. And they are very early to the party, and the blue team is now trying to defend here, but a quick Storm Bolt from Muradin is already shutting down ETC a bit, and they take this halftime show quickly. Suljin, on the other hand, will have to fight this out against particularly Chen, but that's also an opportunity to get a lot of stacks in, which is exactly what he does. Artanis gets caught, but more and more stacks for... Suljin is loving this, by the way. 11 stacks already. Chen is dead too. The blue team is having real trouble here. They lost the halftime show, they lost Chen, and they're giving opportunities to Suljin to stack this into oblivion. He's sitting at 13, meaning he's only 2 stacks on the baseline away from extending his range. This is a dream for RossPierrDoll. This is about as good as it gets. I mean, everything is really flowing in their favor. Artanis down here, yeah, he gets caught, and I guess he's gonna die. But maybe they can react with a counter kill. And yep, Wit gets murdered by Deathwing. And Muradin, he can maybe help out to give them to facilitate another kill here. We have now Suljin an opportunity to go for the objective, which is exactly what he does. Bit more damage here. Uther is already down. They're going for another kill though, and this time it's Muradin that falls. But Suljin is able to lock the objective in. And guys, this is a 100% Immortal Shield. 100%. Not even a single hit by the cats on the Immortal. And okay, this is Immortal number 1. This is not the strongest Immortal in the game. It is actually by definition the weakest. But this is still gonna hit. If you have 100% on that shield, that's gonna hurt. And, well, they are pushing with everything they have now. Muradin is coming in. And as soon as they're breaking through that wall, they can position a bit more aggressively and also try to make the move straight up for that first reward on Suljin's baseline. This is bad news, really, for the cats. The cats, if the game continues like this, they're going to get slaughtered. So they need to be extremely careful. They need to win some objectives here, get some hits, and deal with Suljin somehow. And right now, it's not happening. The range extension is now there for Balor. He gets all that assists. Wit is coming in from behind, is going to try and aim for him, I suppose. So, yep, misses the slide, though. Nicely done by Balor. Nice juking. The fort already gone. More stacks for Suljin. He did not go, by the way, into the Arcanite Axis. So on level 7, he didn't go for additional stacking. It's all about the auto attacks for him right now. But they've done so much with this first objective. Taking the fort down with objective number 1 is always a big hit, for sure. So, at this point in time, we have the blue team trailing a little bit in experience. Just a little bit. It's not really too much yet. It is a concern, though. And it might spiral out of control if they are not able to get a foothold in this game. This half-level lead that we're seeing for RossPierrDoll will allow them to grab the early level 10. Once they have heroic abilities, they will be in a superior position. But the window is small enough that I don't think it's going to be too impactful. We're not talking about another objective here, very likely. Unless, of course, more kills are now coming together for the Polish team. Then they might be able to accelerate the process a little bit. But even just hitting those auto attacks from Balor is a huge problem. He is stacking so quickly here. They take Uther out again. And they are threatening the top side for 2 while they have level 10 abilities. But a good kill coming through for the Cats. So just as level 10 is hit for RossPierrDoll, they get a kill against Deathwing. And that helps them a lot. There's a lot of experience. And they walk right into the trap here. With Aegis being used on Oriel, she can keep herself alive. But the fight is not over by any means. Mirrodin trying for another Stormbolt. ETC, Wit, he's saving the day for them. But, whew, I got dangers real quickly here. The Cats, they get level 10, they have heroic abilities, and here's an opportunity now to fight back on the next objective, which is essentially what they were looking for in the first place. So, can they win Immortal number 2? We now have all the ults out. There's one surprise, I want to say, and that is Divine Shield has been forgone in favor of Divine Storm by Uther. So more stuns that they can chain in an attempt to isolate targets and take him down. Artanis in particular getting stunned into Immortal Stun, still able to get out, or so I thought, gets healed, but might fall, and the shield! He survives! Trash Tannis is alive, but Mirrodin gets caught and killed. Nicely done. The Cats are not out of this yet. They are fighting tooth and claw here to make their way back into the game. Topside 4 is taking damage, so chaos reigns as there are so many points on the map that the teams have to pay attention to now. But yeah, it's still dicey. That mosh pit over here, beautiful. Wit with a big play, Suljin with his ult. He's gonna die, but he helps to kill Uther at least. He died for a good cause, and now Deathwing is trying to facilitate another kill. Chen gets attacked, and with Deathwing and Mirrodin targeting him, the Panda just doesn't have anything and falls eventually. 8 kills to 5. But this mosh pit in particular was just awesome. Comes in, gets the mosh pit out, and they are able to go for the big damage. Suljin, of course, then in real trouble, was at least able to get his ult out. That helped him to get additional stacks, and he prepped the kill for Mirrodin, so that was important. Now with the amateur opponent on Artanis, they're still able to win the halftime show. It's a real fight on the other hand now. It's a real battle. I love it, absolutely love it. We have 25,000 damage for Deathwing, 23,000 for Suljin, and on the other side for the blue team, 24k for Khaldor. They go for him again. Yeah, and there's the Aegis. He gets some additional stacks together, but obviously no chance of surviving. But he completes his quest, and he helped to prep another kill. They don't only kill Falstad, the bird is gone, but they also take Khaldor down. So good news for the Cats. They were able to stop Suljin here for just a moment, but then at the same time they're losing 2 heroes in the process, and with Chen now dying, it makes it 3. Another objective for RossPierrDoll. They get another objective here, easy peasy, and that is likely going to destroy another fort. Honestly, I'm not even worried about this fort, because this fort is going to fall one way or another. It's more so a problem of what exactly is going to happen if they make it towards the gates of the keep. So yeah, quest completed for Suljin, as mentioned before. So he's now on 30. He's going to continue stacking this. We're 10 minutes into the game, so nothing insane, but still good enough to threaten those melees. And that includes, of course, Uther, who already had a pretty tough game so far. And by the way, to make matters worse, just look for a second onto the level 1 quests on the blue team. Neither ETC nor Khaldor have completed their level 1. To be fair here, they are playing a game on a map where it is notoriously difficult to complete these globe quests, but they are very low. ETC has only 10, that is not a lot. Khaldor gets killed again. This push is an avalanche that is rolling towards the Cat's top keep. At the bottom of the map, there's a camp that is pushing to, so they are in dire straits here. They are in real serious trouble. Another hit on Chen. Suljin is just whacking away. He has his ult ready. This looks like the first keep of the game is gonna fall here. The swap attempt by Artanis shut down. He dodged it nicely, Chen, that is, but as you can tell, Wit is not able to get out here, and they are just getting murdered. Another swap, another hit, the keep is gone. They go for the Panda, and Chen will fall. Yep, Chen is gonna die, and they might even be able to go for core, but he was able to take out Suljin. So with Suljin gone, I guess they're saving the day for now. But damn, can you imagine if he doesn't get Suljin? If Suljin doesn't die in that situation, I think they could have ended the game. Now Uther is down 2. So we have level 16. Look at the kills. 15 to 7. They're doubling it. We have 22 kills 11 minutes in. 2 kills per minute. And yes, it's getting tough. It's getting real tough. Top damage in the game, it's still Deathwing. 34,000 for Khaldor. 5 deaths on Chen and Uther. That's just brutal. The only hero in the entire game that hasn't fallen yet is Oriel. She is the only one. So, yeah. Kind of bananas. For the blue team, it's also a total nightmare because I'm not sure if they can get to level 16 before the Immortal is on the map. If they soak both lanes, if they get kills, then yes, they have a chance here. There's the Divine Storm. They're trying to stun lock Muradin. That didn't work. And now Suljin is back to business. Here's the barrel trying to facilitate the escape for leader. And Khaldor is able to get away. But the camp is fully exposed right now. And with a level 16 advantage, they should be able to lock this in quickly. There were also a lot of ults used by the opponents. So yes, the camp is taken. There's still an entire level missing. And they're not going to get it in time for the second objective. Maybe in time for the halftime show. But not for the start. Falls, that's still a bit low. Yeah, gets damaged, slowed, but not killed. Is able to survive. Everything that they need to do is get level 16. They need that level 16 talent. They will have to give up the halftime show. Maybe they can poke and delay them a bit, but this has to be the goal here. Another attempt. They're staining the C, chaining it right there. But the attack against Khaldor, and that's a kill. That's a kill, and Suljin is already winning them the halftime show. It's a disaster for the Cats. It's not looking good for them, I'm not gonna lie. It's looking very good for the Polish team, though. Very good right there. I mean, already they're moving in. Suljin has won the halftime show, but even without him, they're winning the fight. Suljin not needed. That's pretty much what they're telling us right here. Suljin is there for the PvE at this point. He's going to win the objective for them, but the rest of the team, they have decided that they're just trying to go for the keep at the bottom of the map, even without an Immortal. And why wouldn't they? They still have a talent advantage, and they're ruthlessly exploiting it. Coming in, taking everyone down. This is, by the way, another 100% shield on the Immortal. And we all know where this is headed. Will they keep this low and likely destroyed by the time that the Immortal arrives? This is obviously gonna be a play for a game. And that is, I mean, Chen dying 40 seconds down, keep gone. They might not even need that Immortal. I mean, damn. 19 kills to 7. And this looks like it's the end for the Cats in qualifier number 5 for Meta Madness. I don't think that they're going to be able to make this one happen. Here we go. They make the play. 19 to 7 kills. The core is about to fall. Muradin gets at least defeated, but the Immortal alone will end the game. There's no denying this anymore. ETC dies. Khaldor is dead, and that is game. RossPierrDoll moves on to the next round of the losers bracket, taking the Cats down with a 2-0 victory here in Battlefield of Eternity. GG.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.